Chuck Spiker, the crew chief of Fueled by the Fallen. This is one of Kevin Major Howard's newest pieces to add to the collection of Fueled by the Fallen, all our race cars. This is quite unique, not the usual style that we're used to presenting. This is special for us. It's really special for the world because it's not one of ours. This car represents all the men and women that have died in the Iraq and Afghanistan war from the United Kingdom. So being England and all the portions of people that inhabit and have gone into the forces that protect their country against terrorism, they've joined to help us as our allies, as they did in World War II. It seems like they're the closest to us as far as English and our laws and theirs and where we come from. It kind of goes together. We should have a car that represents them, and we do, and especially this one being an English Ford in Anglia, 1948. It's all metal. There's not one reproductive fiberglass part on the car, but that's about as far as the 48 Anglia goes. The rest of it's a pure race car. It's got a frame under it, not a tube chassis. It has a big Chevrolet engine in it, 546 cubic inches, single 4-barrel. Pretty big engine to put in this small of a little car, but we know the true use of a shoehorn. This car, we really don't know how fast it's going to go. A lot of things have been changed on it since I've acquired the car. Hopefully the car will go straight. Hopefully the car will run decent. By decent, since it's got such a big Chevrolet engine in it, such a small light car, especially when it comes to the power, putting it to the ground with such a small car and a short wheelbase. The car is going to be a real handful to get down the track and make a straight run. These cars are known in the past for being a real hard car to control. I've driven a couple of small cars like this. They're a handful, but if you give them respect and realize what you're trying to do, you find a happy medium, a compromise, whatever you want to call it, to make the car safe and to have it go down the track and keep all four wheels on the ground. And these cars are real wheelie prone. They like to carry the front wheels halfway through the run up in the air. I mean, that's fine with me as long as it stays away from the wall. Now, this car has all the latest stuff to technology can present us with such a small car. For instance, the motor's in the front of the car, but it's really not the stock location. As you can see, the Chevrolet motor is a lot bigger, wider, heavier than the engine that came in it, considering the engine that came in it was a 4-cylinder, about the size of a forklift or a small Japanese car. Didn't even have 100 horsepower. But on this small and light of a car, 100 horsepower goes a long ways. Now this engine, like I said, is 546 cubic inches, but I've tried to hide a lot of the stuff that shows you that it's a big horsepower engine, as far as it's got aluminum heads, but we painted the engine orange so that it would take the look of more of a stock engine instead of so much aftermarket, like the intake manifold, the carburetor, the heads, the water pump, the distributor. Everything on it's aftermarket, but it still does retain a stock Chevrolet block. About the only thing that's stock on it, but outside of that, it should be putting out plenty of power for this weight and this small of a wheelbase. it's getting fed with cool air through this small scoop. It doesn't look like it's very big, but it's sufficient to do the job. There's a piece that we put between the carburetor and the hood that seals it off, and it makes it direct go into the carburetor. So the engine likes that. It really doesn't like the confined space it's in because of the heat that the motor's going to develop. It doesn't really have anywhere to dissipate. As you can tell, it's pretty far back in the car. So these vents are very important as far as air getting out and air getting in. That's what this thing really needs, because you sit in this car with it so small inside, a few minutes the temperature can go up anywhere 20, 25 degrees in a matter of 3 minutes. It's incredible when the engine lights how much heat develops in this little car. And especially come summertime running this car, I'm going to be able to eat a lot and get fat, because after a run in this car I'll lose some weight. But that's okay. We're doing it for a good cause. I didn't realize so many men over there died. It's a shame. I hope their men will be out of there like ours are leaving now. I sure hate putting these names on this car, on all the cars. Every time a name goes on there, just, you got to remember there's mother and father somewhere that are really in bad shape. So now we'll go to the inside of the car, the smallest part. As you can tell, when this car was made, it was designed to have two people. Right now, because of the roll cage in the car and one seat, because of the firewall move back and the big transmission hump, there's just enough room for myself. Later we're going to put nitrous oxide on this car, so the bottle will be right over by the shifter, and when that bottle gets in there, it's really going to be confined. Even getting in this car isn't easy. Luckily the steering wheel removes and the seats all the way back to the rear wheels, so that gives me a little bit more room coming in and out. But after I'm in there and the steering wheel's on and the nets across and the helmet's on and the belts are on, it's a little claustrophobic. I've never felt this way in any car before. I don't know if it's because this car's black, but I notice everything's very, very close to me in the whole car. When you usually drive a door slammer, there's usually plenty of room, but this car here, it's more like a altered as far as the feeling of it. It really doesn't have the tendencies of a door slammer of a full-size car. Everything reacts like 3 times faster. But that's kind of fun for me. I kind of like that. But anyway, this is going to be fun for me, I hope. I just hope it goes straight. I hope everybody will enjoy this car, because you sure don't see many of these around, and especially like this, black and so straight. And when they're usually pretty, they don't run. So maybe I ought to scratch it up. I don't know. But anyway, we want it to go fast. We want the English people to look at this and to be really taken by it, because it's so nice and because we put so much thought in it, going after an English Ford, and especially in Anglia. They use these a lot in NHRA racing in the gas classes. Now they don't even use those classes anymore. They run the pro classes at national events, and that's what gets all the TV coverage. And these cars have been kind of cast to the wayside, and you see them run a lot in money brackets, but not in the old gas classes unless you go to the nostalgia meets or the meets that really concentrate on the old stuff, like Bakersfield with the Hot Rod Reunion. I mean, those are great meets, and we love going to them, but when you're not currently in a race program where competition is the keenest and you're watching the record and you're looking for every little thing to do to the car from week to week to make it go just a mile an hour faster or 1/10. You talk to hundreds of people to find out what they did to go faster and you try to apply it. Anything you can come up with that you think that'll make the car go faster, you try. And even if it's to the point where you think it might be risky, it might blow up, that really doesn't come into the equation. It's all about going fast and being able to beat the other guy. And when you don't have that, when you're running more in an amateur type setup where you don't have funds to be able to do a lot of research and development on making the car go faster, it doesn't grow as far as speed and ET like the other classes. Like I said, they've kind of like forgot about these. Yeah, those old guys, when their faces light up and they see the old cars, and especially this one, they remember the way they thrilled people for years and years, and how kids used to put the pictures up on the walls of them and come in and say, one of these days. Well, this is truly one of those cars. This car's been a championship car. It's an old car, but we're trying to put technology into today's stuff with the late model shifter, line lock, trans brake. It's got all the late stuff. In the old days, they used to use 4-speed automatics and 4-speeds themselves, but this car's probably got more power with the single 4-barrel big Chevy in it than the old blown motors. I know it runs same ETs, if not faster, because I remember a lot of those AA gas cars, I think, got into the 8s, and this thing will run in the 8s. Let's put it this way, it better, especially if I'm driving it. I'd hate to think it wouldn't, but we don't know though right now. Everything's kind of up in the air, but I'm pretty sure tonight we're going to run at Irwindale. It's the 8th mile, Irwindale, California. That's our home strip. We do a lot of runs there. I'm familiar with the strip, and a lot of the people out there I've known for a long time, so I'm real comfortable there. And for a first pass in this type of a car with this kind of power, I'm going to need all the things right. And I think today's a good one. But like this little car, I told you, it's got all the latest stuff on it. And when I'm in this thing, as you can see, it's going to be pretty close quarters, but I believe it's going to be fine. I think everybody's going to like this car. I think it's going to go fast. Even my first run, I'm not going to really work the car hard. I probably won't use the trans brake the first run because we're just going to take it easy tonight, especially with this car being this a British car. This video will probably be seen all over, so I'm just letting you know right now, this probably won't be what you'd call a real strong pass. This is just, I'm going to feel it out and make sure that it's going to make it down the track in one piece, and I will too. And we'll be back to return to make another run. That's what it's all about, and we're going to sneak up on this real easy with this car. I'm not going to be very demanding. I'm just going to be looking more at the way the car's going to feel than the ET and the mile an hour. Don't get me wrong. I'll be looking at that ET and mile an hour also. That's the most important part. But to make sure that when I'm done with this, and we can maybe put a younger guy or girl in the car, that they'll be able to drive it and it'll be safe for them, and they'll be able to make many, many runs in it. That's what we're after. So this car can perform in front of millions of people for a long, long time and become a part of history. So that's about it for this part of the car. As you can see, it's got real big bulges back here for them tires. We got some big tires on this thing. We got wheelie bars to keep that front end down. We got that parachute to stop it. To me, it's got all the ingredients of a race car and for sure a drag car. This is definitely a drag race car. I hope the people in Britain, when it goes over there, that they look at it and they know what it is. Because I think a lot of them, when they saw this car roaming around the streets of England, it sure wasn't like this. So I think it'll really be a crowd pleaser. I think it's going to be fun. I think that ocean isn't going to make any difference when it comes to this car. The people are going to look at it the same over here as they're going to look at it over there. And if I can drive this thing and it runs real fast, I think this thing's going to be around for a long, long time. So that's about it. We're going to go to Irwindale. We're going to put this one on the truck just like we did that Dodge, just like we do the Novas and that Mustang. We're going to go out there and see if we can't give those soldiers that are on this car a little honor, a little fame maybe. Maybe somebody will look at this car and say, hey man, that's pretty cool.
going after him. I think he was speeding. 624, 110 miles an hour.
Well, we just got done with the run. I went 624, 110. Wasn't a very good run, but I had to let off a couple of times. I shifted into second and blew the tires off, but it was well worth it. I know now where we are on the car. It's got a lot more in it, and I think it'll really be a good car.
Chuck, that was some run, brother. Some run.
This is Kevin Major Howard. Without him, all this wouldn't be possible. He thought about this and thought about this, and it came to be. We created it. I hope the soldiers out there that are giving their lives, I hope they're looking down upon us and see just what we're doing, because we're never going to forget them, and all we're going to do is try to make this better and better. Every day we think how we can make this better. If it wasn't for this gentleman right here, none of this would be possible. If it wasn't for his determination, never taking no as an answer, our 9 cars, our funny cars, none of this would be possible. So believe me, this is the credit where it goes to Kevin Major Howard, my best friend. Without him, I wouldn't even like living on this earth.
You know, I want to just say something real quick. You know, we do this, and it's a privilege for Fueled by the Fallen to give back this honor as a tribute to the heroes that defend this country abroad on foreign soils and here domestically. We thank you all. It is such a privilege to give this honor back to you. We hope that America stands with us and honors each and every one of you every day. When you find a service member or even a police officer standing in a Starbucks line, push him up to the front and buy him his cup of coffee. He deserves that. It's America, people, and we're in this one together. So, Chuck, to you, this project wouldn't have been made possible if it wasn't for your talent. You're a true champion, and I thank you so much for being a part of this with us.
Thank you. It's been an honor.